Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm restreaming another content creator's um, live that she just did. Her name, she goes by the name of Sugar Shay. She had a few, I guess, choice words for Jessica Reed's family and also Jessica Reed. And I wanted to restream this. I asked, this is fair use. I asked her permission to restream this. So I want you guys to check this out. What she says. Do you agree or do you disagree? Again, her name is Sugar Shay. Her Cash App is noted on the screen. I am doing a restream of her live that she just did addressing Jessica Reed's family and also Jessica Reed. You tell me what you think. Again, fair use, fair use.
Hey y'all, what's going on? How we doing? Can you do me a favor right now and smash the like button if you're in attendance to this show? I've already got one dislike, which honestly, quite honestly, that one dislike is not going to stop me from doing this live. There are a few things that I want to talk about in regards to the Jessica Reed family and my opinions in regards to why I feel like this family has no integrity in involving the case of her alleged allegations made by way of Leonard McCalvey. What she attempted to do in the beginning of this process of reiterating her story from a case that was presented back in 2001, she presented a case or I don't know if deposition is the right word to say it, but she presented something to the effect where she wanted to allegedly, have Leonard McKelvey tried for double jeopardy on a situation that was already determined by way of the court system in South Carolina. Now, you all know that I came from the snitch report. You guys know that I came from a platform that promoted the agenda of gaining justice for people that have been violated, protecting women, protecting those that were in a situation where they were in a disadvantage and their story could not be heard. I was the co-host of this channel. I was the co-host of this platform. I came out and I even was bold enough to participate in some stories that were presented by way of Bill Cosby. I gave my personal opinions on Bill Cosby. I gave my personal opinions on R. Kelly. I gave my personal opinions on AR Rab, in which that video grossed over 100,000 views. I gave my personal opinion on the Jessica Reed case. I gave my personal opinion on a plethora of cases in where people were facing, sentencing by way of crimes that were committed. Even Harvey Weinstein, I talked about on that platform. And in doing so, I shared that it is very important and it is imperative for an offender to be persecuted under the judicial system based.
Again, this content is created by Sugar Shay, which is a content creator on YouTube. She is addressing Jessica Reed and also her family in regards to saying that she does not agree with what they've done. So I am restreaming with her permission, fair use. This is for entertainment purposes and also informant purposes. All right. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about what Sugar Shay is about to say.
Evidence presented, and whatever evidence are presented within that case, whatever the determination that has been made on that case was based on how the case played out. Justice is served, is served. If you gain time, if you're doing time, if they did time because of something that was found, so be it. But I made my personal statements on this snitch report stating how I felt, my opinions on, how things should be handled. And to be quite honest, I'm really upset right now. I'm really upset to see that the Jessica Reid family is trying to reopen a case that was initially, founded back in 2001, 20 years ago. And they're sitting here and they're trying to fight for justice for a young female that decided to go to an overage party and drink alcohol. Mind you, when I came onto this platform that I was on by way of this, I'm gonna call it the snitch report, my story wasn't even taken seriously. This female, the reason why I feel like the Jessica Reid family has no integrity, they will not take accountability for the things in which they've done, is simply for the fact that her mother allowed her daughter to go off to an overage party, which she knew that they would be consuming alcohol. And there are so many different loopholes in this story that are being backtracked that makes no sense. If you have a 15-year-old daughter that is going out to a party with another overage girlfriend by way of her her brother's girlfriend, what makes you think that it is not a sound mind, that it is not a responsible thing for you to do to check the man's license? If you didn't know how old he was old enough to have a driver's license, which means he had an identification card that could tell you exactly how old he was. You had the opportunity to confirm so many different times on where the whereabouts of your daughter was going to be and who your daughter was going to be with and how old this man was, but while she decided to go off with this guy. I got an opportunity to watch the Kwame Brown video when he interviewed the family, and even the brother allegedly was giving off the illusion that his sister was a fast ass. Well, me and my sister, we've had hard relationship and we've had hard times, and our mother's always told us to protect her. And then we're still working on our relationships. What the fuck, excuse my Swahili, but what does that sound like to you? That this was an innocent girl who thought a 16-year-old boy that allegedly worked at a radio station was coming to pick her up to take her to go to a party where they could have tea and crumpets? You let this girl go off with this man in his car to a party, and the girl that was with her was of a certain age. She didn't even watch Jessica. She didn't even protect her boyfriend's little sister. And the only thing that y'all want to do is continue to sit here and say, oh, we're just trying to find justice for Jessica. We're just trying to help her. You know, we're trying a new avenue. We're trying to get the people that held her down at the time that she was in the party, and they held her down, and they're just as guilty as the person that was allegedly being claimed for raping her. It's crazy because you could sit here, and if you look at this young woman, and I'm gonna call her a woman respectfully, she's not a young woman, but if you look at her GoFundMe account, she's changed the narrative of the GoFundMe description multiple times. Not only has she changed the dollar amount in which she's claiming that it's going towards an investigation for her to be able to have some type of case presented from the 2001 claims. Now, first she said, please help the Reid family find the men who helped Charlamagne, aka Leonard McKelvey, drug and rape Jessica in 2001. For the record, Charlamagne was not exonerated by way of a DNA test. The test was inconclusive because Jessica did not submit to the test. However, the examinators concluded by Somerville Medical Center, the examination conducted by the Somerville Medical Center did not conclude that Jessica was indeed raped. Let me read that again. The examination conducted by the Somerville Medical Center did conclude that Jessica was indeed raped. Please help pay for a private investigator to find Charlamagne's friend, Boo and Larry, who held Jessica's arms in the bathroom when she was first violated. Now, this is coming from a female that has told her story and came out and said she didn't even know who the people were. She was too intoxicated to know who the people were that raped her in a party. How does that make sense? Now, if you first saw this GoFundMe account that this girl had created, she initially was asking for $5,000. She went from asking for $5,000 to $20,000. $20,000 for a federal investigator to look for two individuals that you claim that you knew their nickname. Like, when does that ever cost $20,000? How does that even make sense? You mean to tell me that with all the people that are in Somerville County, South Carolina, nobody can provide you a first and last name and you do a fucking people search? I'm sorry if I'm cussing, but I'm really upset about this. We're not sitting here trying to defend a young girl that got raped in the basement of a church. We're not sitting here trying to defend a girl who got raped in the basement of a multi-million-dollar church and the pastor didn't do a mother thing. The pastor didn't even report it to the local authorities. We're talking about a 15-year-old that wanted to go out to a party with a grown-ass man, and we're supposed to believe that she didn't know that there was going to be alcohol around. My story was dismissed when I sat there and told my story behind the scenes to the Snitch Network. That he didn't even take me serious, but he'll sit here and lick this bitch's boots. If she was so traumatized, how the fuck does she have a child and her baby father ain't around? If she was such a victim, how was she able to continue on with her life? She got a business. Let me see how much her business been making since she's been operating under a business name. That should be public information. This girl has been able to move on with her life just fine. And what, because money's getting short? Because what, your business isn't thriving? You think you could go after Charlamagne the God because he's a multimillionaire?
Do you guys agree or do you disagree?
See, justice for Jessica is bullshit. Justice for Jessica is bullshit. I'll be the first to tell you that. You're sitting up here trying to get this girl some type of help for going out to a party at the age of 15 when she should have been fucking trying to focus on graduating from high school. Justice for Jessica is a joke. But at the end of the day, y'all will sit here and listen to the snitch report and him tell you, oh, she's trying to reopen the case. Oh, she needs to have her case reinvestigated. Oh, we're going to try to find Boo and Larry when Boo and Larry ain't going to show up.
The content creator is Sugar Shay. That's who's responsible for this video. Sugar
I'm really pissed
Shay.
off. Her mother should be ashamed of herself. If anything, they should try and charge the mother for neglecting a child. For the negligence of a child. This is your only daughter, and you let her go off with a grown-ass man? To a party? Not a girlfriend, not a schoolmate, where there will be boys at that party. She went to the party with a grown-ass man. Not her boyfriend at 15. But we're supposed to believe that Jessica Reid deserves justice. Justice for what? For not being able to say no to a cup of liquor? What the hell do you think is going to happen if you drink liquor, you moron? Yo, I don't really care how this is perceived, but I'm going to tell you this one thing. The reason why I left the snitch report is because it's fraudulent. Let me guess. It's because I'm not 5'6". I'm not 110 pounds soaking wet. So when you see me publicly, it's not believable to think that I would have gotten raped at 15 in a church, in a basement of a church. Because I don't fit the mold of someone that automatically looks like a victim. We don't need to hear your story, Lady Shay. We don't need to hear your story, Lady Shay. Whoever violated you by way of a church, oh, no, they're not at the level of Charlemagne. Charlemagne's a big fish. I got to get on the clout train. I'm trying to get an endorsement deal. And me covering your story, ain't no deals coming from that. Bitch, you got raped at a party that was serving alcohol. And I don't even believe you got raped, to be quite honest. But guess what? The people that actually believe in what they do, they will fight for the Emmett Tills. They will fight for the Breonna Taylors. They will fight for the Sandra Blands with no other big names attached to it. They're not always looking for a George Floyd case. They're not always looking for a Bill Cosby case. They just look for justice all around. And you got the audacity to sit up here and come online and beg for $20,000? You're begging for $20,000. How is that going to help you heal? By putting these men away. Go see a doctor. Go see a damn psychologist, bitch. The judge already closed the case. See, the difference between me and you is, in my state, they changed the laws. After they realized that there was a lot of pedophiles running around in Bridgeport, New Haven, and Hartford, they changed the laws. They changed the age of consent from 18 to 16. Why is that? Because a lot of these pedophiles got money and they rubbed arms with the right people to have laws changed. But if we grandfather my case back to the date in which it happened, it'd be a lot of people in jail. A lot. You ain't the only victim out here. So if that's the case, every female that has been violated and been raped deserves $25K. Regardless if it was somebody that was on the radio, somebody that has a double, triple platinum selling album, is a basketball player. Every female should be compensated at that rate. Who are you to think that you just, really? It's a scam. If you were so traumatized, you wouldn't have opened up your legs again to have a child. By a man that's not even holding your hand through this situation. We don't talk to the mama. We don't interview the brother. Where's your man? Where's the father to your child? Let me guess, he's dead, right? This is a fucking bullshit. But you're so traumatized by the event that happened over 20 years ago that you were still out here fucking and sucking, bitch. You're so traumatized, you're crying every night that you was able to still live a normal life. If you're feeling some way about it, Jessica, write a book. Let's see how articulate you are. Write a damn book. Since you want to beg for damn GoFundMe and donations, you're a fucking scammer, just like the snitch report. Just like the damn snitch report. Your story exceeds everybody else's story, right?
Because it was Leonard McKelvey, right? Every time I turn on the radio, every time I turn on the TV, how are you even able to watch him when his station is in New York? That makes no sense. Every time I turn on the TV, I can go back to these traumatic experiences. Traumatic enough for you to have a whole damn child, right? If it was so grotesque, if it was something that was so horrific, you still was able to open up them legs after the situation occurred.
Do y'all agree or disagree with what
Sugar
Sugar Shay is saying?
Drop that eagle on and fucking get pregnant. You have no integrity. You're just a clout chasing, money hungry whore. Respectfully. Allegedly. And now you got all these anonymous donations on your GoFundMe, because I believe the anonymous donations are coming from damn near the same.
Ladies and gentlemen, just real quick, again, this content is from a content creator, a young lady by the name of Sugar Shay. Her name is in the actual title. Feel free to go to her page and check her out. If you agree with her content, if you disagree, leave the feedback in the comments or go to her page. Her Cash App, if you want to support her, is on the screen now. So let's continue to watch this.
Person, because they're trying to get rid of some of that money, but you got all these anonymous donators telling you to go after two men that you think, because technically you don't know. You were too inebriated to even know who was in the room with you when you was getting violated.
Sugar Shay is actually in the comment section right now. You can talk to her directly.
You go after some people that you think were at the party 20 years ago?
Do you agree or disagree? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Not at your job, not at a school, not at a church, at a damn party. And your mother wants to sit here and drop those damn tears because she failed you. Because she failed you. Because she couldn't have enough control over you or give you enough education for you to understand that at the age of 15, hanging out with a nigga that was over age wasn't even worth it. So much so to the point where you still failed your mother by getting pregnant and having a child out of wedlock. You don't think if you don't think you go stand on the whole strip for 6 hours a day that somebody ain't gonna ride by and ask you to get in the car, you're dumb. You don't think if you walk into a crack house that at some point you may or may not try crack, you're dumb.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sugar Shay is in the comment section. You can talk to her directly.
At an underage child, you go into a party that's serving liquor, at some point you're not going to be offered liquor. You're dumb. And if you're that dumb, then you shouldn't be going. I'm pissed. I'm pissed because at the end of the day, I ain't even pissed about the money. You know what I'm saying? I'm pissed about the fact that this is allowable. This situation is allowed. Y'all are actually giving to a female about a case that happened, a case that was closed, and that happened over 20 years ago. You're fucking stupid.
Let me pause this real quick just to, give a little.
I hope, Charlamagne.
Do you guys think that this case should be reopened? Do you think that Charlamagne the God should be left alone? What do you guys feel in the comments? I can kind of see the comments now. Do you agree with Sugar Shay? Is she right? Do you feel like, You know, this is a clout chasing move. Somebody wants some money. Do you believe that there are actually other victims out there that should be getting more recognition than Jessica Reid? What do you guys think? Nisi says, yes, it should be reopened. I know that this is a very delicate situation for some, especially if they went through a situation like this. But this is a conversation I think that we need to have. When I heard Shay's perspective, I wanted to play it for you guys and see how many other people shared the same narrative. Butterfly Pink says, open it, be reopened. I disagree with her, and yes, it should be reopened. These are the trolls in my comments. Point proven. Okay, let me get through this because I'm actually doing some other stuff too. So let me go ahead and finish playing this out. It's only a couple minutes left. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Sues you for defamation and harassment. I hope the mother gets charged for the delinquency and neglect of a minor child. CPS should have been called after that whole situation occurred. Why wasn't CPS implemented into that situation after everything was all said and done?
That is a good question. That is a good question. Why wasn't CPS involved in that situation? That is a good question. I think that is a very good question. Because I didn't hear anything about CPS being involved from the three people that I heard from in reference to her mom, Jessica, or her brother. Because they were allowed to leave the state when CPS probably should have opened up an investigation to find out, you know, why was this minor at a party? So that was a good question. I agree with that part.
Because evidently you don't know how to raise a 15-year-old child. You made a decision to allow your child to go off with a man and you didn't even know his age? What sense does that make?
Again, Sugar Shay is in the comments if you guys want to talk to her directly.
The mother should be serving some time.
Another thought process. Do you think that the mother should be serving time? Do you think that Jessica, mother, should be serving jail time? This is interesting.
The mother should be brought into the court system. You didn't care about your daughter. You didn't even know where she was. But listen.
A lot of people saying hell no. They don't think she should be serving any time.
At the end of the day, the case is closed, sweetheart. Good luck on finding Boo and Larry.
Sugar Shay says negligence.
If you can't show us that your business that you currently
J-Lo Rich says
that
no.
you currently have is grossing over $25,000 a year, that says a lot about the reason why you got to go fund me right now. If you care so much about this situation, you be out here educating other people, not waiting for a handout. How is it that you got your own business, but you can't even afford to hire your own private investigator? What type of business do you have? What type of business do you operate? What type of money are you grossing that you got to ask the next man to help you establish and gain money so you could reopen something? When you have this money all for you already, when you have I don't give a shit. Sue me, you can sue me, nigga. I'm broke. The fuck you gonna get out of me? You ain't gonna get $1 out of me. Sue me. Nigga, I ain't paid my rent in 2 years. Try it. Sue me. The fuck you gonna get an IOU and you gonna be waiting for that shit. The judge gonna order for me to pay you $1 a month, bitch. Sue me. Ain't nobody ever give me no motherfucking hush-hush money. I ain't out here claiming I got a business and I can't even pay for a $5,000 attorney. I ain't doing that. I'm not sitting here asking for the sympathy of others because I decided as a 15-year-old to go to a party where there were grown-ass people that were serving alcohol and drank it. You know how many parties I done been to at the age of 15 where there was alcohol and I ain't never touched the alcohol? You know when I went to the arm wrestling event in 2017 and I was grown enough to drink and I was around a whole bunch of motherfucking men that I didn't know, I still didn't drink? Do you think I was stupid enough to go down to Wayne, New Jersey at an arm wrestling event full of a whole bunch of grown-ass men, knowing that I still had to drive my ass back home and sit there and get drunk? It's called common sense. Even Star was drinking. You really think I'm that dumb? So I can talk all this shit I want because I ain't got nothing to lose. You heard? Nothing. That's the difference between me and you. You failed your daughter, Miss Reid. You failed her. Take the loss. You failed yourself, Jessica Reid. Take the loss and learn from it. To be quite honest, it's not really even a loss. It's just a lesson learned. Stop trying to bring down the next black man. The man already apologized. It's disgusting. Like I said, you couldn't walk a mile in my shoes, sweetheart. You went to a party with tight pants on, tight shirt, some type of little sexy ass all outfit. You wasn't at Bible study. You wasn't at...
Let me pause this for a second. It's people in the comments saying this is why rape victims don't come forward. Do you feel that this is why rape victims don't come forward? Now, I do understand that, you know what I'm saying, Shay is talking about the mom. She is addressing Jessica. And this is her point of view. This is her perspective. But do you feel like this is why rape victims don't come forward? How many people, y'all feel like that? Somebody says definitely. Gypsy says definitely. Sugar says that's a lie. She came forward. Joy B says yes. Interesting.
Fool. Your mother should have asked that man for his license. Your mother should have asked where y'all were going before you left. She failed you.
Let me ask you guys a question because I think it's fair to the content creator that is talking and she's in the comments. Do you feel that her mother, Jessica Reid's mother, failed her at any point in time? I want to see if I can get an honest answer from anybody. Do you feel that her mother failed her? Sugar Shay is saying negligent mother. Do you feel that? Do you guys feel that Jessica Reid's mom was negligent at any point in time?
She failed you. Now do yourself a favor And when you get this 20 grand, do something with it, because you ain't gonna get no investigator. And I guarantee you, if you do get an investigator, you're gonna lose all your money from that bullshit. You're gonna lose your money. You're gonna lose your money. See, my story wasn't important enough because whoever my persecutor was, whoever the person that violated me, that wasn't Charlemagne. Because it happened at a church, nobody wanted to believe or wanted to expose that church. But you, on the other hand, fuck out of here. And I literally worked for this man. I literally worked for this man for damn near 3 years, and he didn't give a damn about my story. He just wanted to tell y'all I was living in a fucking basement. He just wanted to tell y'all that I was a thief and a scammer and somebody that steals. And I ain't still shit. He just wanted to put off a false story about my character and who I was. Because who he was connected with. But you, because you wear a size 0, you're 90 pounds soaking wet, you're 5'6". Oh, she looks more like a victim. It's more believable with her. It's more believable with her. Sugar Shay looks like a big nigger. Sugar Shay looks like a big nigger, and nobody's gonna believe that happened to her in the basement of the church. I'm just gonna make this bitch work for me for free for the next 3 years, and then she loses her job right after. No justice for Shay, justice for Jessica. Justice for Jessica. Fuck big nigga Shay. Justice for Jessica. Sugar Shay looks like she can beat my ass. Nobody's gonna believe her. Mind you, she's never displayed any type of hoism since every time that I've been around her. Oh yeah, Sugar Shay doesn't even have any children because there's something wrong with her coochie. But you could go off and start a business. You could go off and be moved to a whole nother state. You could go off and have a child out of wedlock. And then 20 years later, bring up some salt.
I'm going to let this finish. There's only a couple minutes left. However, I wanted to tell Sugar Shay just publicly that, I know she said that, she was sexually assaulted in the basement of a church. And I really hope that, she gets the justice that she needs, and the closure that she needs in this situation. You know what I'm saying? I understand that this is probably triggering for her because she has some type of history with the outlet, I guess, that is using Jessica Reid's story to promote it and did not promote her. So I get it. I understand that concept or whatever, or I empathize with it. So you guys keep that in mind as you address her, because if there's something that you can say to encourage her, now would be the time while you have her attention. So I'm gonna let this thing finish out. All right.
Gas tears, so you could come up with 20 more raps. Shame on you. Shame on you, and shame on your family. And shame on anybody that thinks that picking up this story is worthwhile. At the end of the day, nothing's going to happen to Charlemagne. It's called double jeopardy, dumbass. So now you're going to go after some no-name, nobody people. And when you destroy their life, now what? You'll have your justice, you'll have your healing, you'll be freed after 20 years just because these men are in jail for you. That's what this is all about. I know I ain't gonna get my justice because my name was already smeared. My name was already smeared, bitch. My image was already tainted. But again, if we put me and you square to square, neck to neck, and compare our lives as far as what I've done since then versus what you've done, let's see who was really living a life like a victim. Let's see who had the harder life, Jessica. Let's see who put in more work, Jessica. You should be ashamed of yourself. I can sit here and talk to 10 of my girlfriends, and 10 out of 10 of them will tell you they've been violated. 10 out of 10. Why don't you help some victims that's getting violated right now? Because you can't. Because you're worried about self. Every fucking homegirl I had them got violated. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. You gonna wait till the nigga come up on the come up for you to say something about it? Bitch, please. Bitch, please. Either tell your story and keep it moving or shut the fuck up and stop begging for money. Because you ain't the only one that's been violated by way of alcohol. You dumb bitch. Yo, I'm out, man. I just had to say that. And I swear, I pray, I wish, I hope that this message gets to the Jessica Reid family. You come for my nephew, you gonna be highly disappointed, bitch. Because you ain't gonna get a motherfucking dime. Just like I ain't get a dime for working on that platform for the last 3 years, but you got an alleged payout, you ain't gonna get shit, bitch. I'm not petite enough, I'm not small enough, I'm not malnourished enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Sugar Shay. That was her giving her perspective on the Jessica Reid situation. Again, she is in the chat room right now. I'm gonna let the chat room kind of go for a couple seconds so that way you guys can talk to her directly. And I'll close this thing out in a few. Again, if there are any victims out there that that need any type of assistance, feel free to reach out to your local counselor, to your local support system, your victim advocates that's in your state, in your city, so that way you can get the therapy and the support that you need. I'm really hoping that this doesn't happen to another male or female, and I'm really hoping that we find a way to heal positive. I know that hurt people, and I just hope that we can give each other solutions versus anger and hate.